What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Black Church Sector channel over here in the virtual sanctuary. I am your host. I am always your host over here, St. James. I appreciate each and every one of you coming through on this Saturday evening live. Listen, we are going to read a new lawsuit that has just dropped. Master Prophet E. Bernard Jordan has, we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. And guess what? It is here. So we're going to read through it. And of course, this is a complaint. So the complaints are just what they are. They are an allegation, and everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. So that's what we will do. We will read the complaint on tonight. What's up, Keisha? Good to see you. Londa's in the building. Ray's in the building. Sean Talks. Good to see you. All right. Yes. Nicole, Queen Anne Brock is up in here. Yeah, he's a good DJ. Londa, JP, good to see y'all. JH, Jared Cooper, good to see you, everybody. The Bushes done ran up in here. Thank you so much. Jacqueline is here. She started off our goal tonight. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Please help us reach our goal on tonight throughout this reading of this complaint. Make sure if you have a question or anything you want me to stop, go ahead and put a color on it and help us reach our goal tonight. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for starting us off that way. Come on in here, sit on down. Courtney's here. Sit on down and hit that like button for me. I gotta know, the God of YouTube made sure you listen. I'm glad. That's why I came over here. I need about 14 more people on this channel to join so we can hit 4,000. Okay. I'm sipping on coffee tonight. I made me some coffee. Imagine that. I didn't go to Starbucks, everybody. I have me some Ely coffee, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Londa. I appreciate your support. Thank you for helping us reach our goal tonight. Also, Sharon, thank you, and thank you again. You guys are always so supportive to the platforms. So I appreciate you helping us reach out. We are almost, let's hit 4,000 tonight, everybody. I just need I think about 14 more, and we've hit that 4,000 subscribers here on the Black Church Sector platform. Okay. So make sure the mods throughout the night, make sure you encourage everyone to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button for me, and we can get this going. What's up, RHS? Thank you for coming through. Why didn't I take a picture? Listen here, you heard me why I didn't take a picture with with Bishop Wooden. He wasn't preaching on me, okay? All right. Thank you so much, Princess. And with your mouth, right, to check your, listen here, more grace, more grace. Oh gosh. My. And thank you, Courtney. Did I say thank you, Courtney? No, I didn't say thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Courtney, and thank you, Princess. I appreciate you guys for your support. Appreciate you. What, Pastor Rejoice is in the building. It must be ready to go. Listen, let's get right into it. All right. As they're coming in, as your colors are lighting up the chat. We like all colors. Greens are great. Yellows are even better. And don't you even make me cry and put a red on there. Oh, my goodness. Mm-hmm. My. Shanae is in the building. All right, everybody, let's get into this. Listen, before we get into this, let's have a little powwow. Let me tell you what we're about to read. We know that about a month or two ago, there was these accusations thrown out there about some tapes, some audio tapes. Thank you so much, Jesse. Oh, I'm going to be in the number. Thank you. Be in the number. You in the blessing line on tonight. You and RHS 14. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. We only need 3 more, and we've reached our super chat goal tonight. And then the rest of you can give $1,000 Zelles and $2,000 Cash Apps. All right, that's what we'll do tonight. So we were hearing about these audio recordings of Bishop Jordan and another person. Now I came out and I gave who I believe was on these so-called tapes. That person got on my Justin D. Edwards, Pastor Justin D. Edwards out of Chicago. He came on my program and adamantly denied. He adamantly denied that there were no tapes that he was aware of. He wasn't going to be on any tapes. His voice wasn't going to be on any tapes. Tapes where? No, absolutely not. No tapes. Thank you so much, Chantel. I appreciate your support. You and Sean talks. Look at y'all showing out. Who's about to make it rain in the sanctuary? Who's about to? You said, Arch, let me tell you. I need one more to make it rain in the sanctuary. That's all I need. I think I'm going to pause for a minute because I think somebody is on their phone right now and they're about to do it. They're about to do it. Sean said he lied. Mm-hmm. It's the stone that the builders rejected. He. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Courtney. She did it. Okay. All right. Stop with the hands now. Stop with the hands. I appreciate that, Courtney, for you did double duty on tonight. Now, listen, everybody, we've reached our goal. Don't reach our goal, but you can continue to support the channel tonight. So, Pastor Justin D. Edwards denied everything, said he didn't do anything. Then some tapes popped out, and well, and here we are today. Of course, as we're going to read this complaint, you're going to see that there are a number of bloggers that have been named in the complaint as well, and we are going to get into that. All right. Oh man, I don't think my thing. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, I didn't know it was scrolling. All right. You said Mike said, I knew he was lying and getting mad at you. Well, listen, what's up? Thank you for being on a Facebook over there. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. Watch it from Los Angeles, California. All right. Thank you for hitting that like button. Let's see here. All right. Let's get into this lawsuit. They said, why is Bishop so quiet? Well, he was working on the building. In the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. And listen, everybody, we're not going to read everything word for word. I will put this complaint in Patreon after we are finished. All right, I will do that. Thank you so much, Shanae. You said there's still one more. Listen here. Many have come, Shanae, but there's still room for one. Yes, there is. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. All right, Archbishop E. Jordan is the plaintiff in this case, and there's been a number of defendants that have been named. Larry D. Reid, individually, also doing business as Larry Reid Live. Justin D. Edwards, Calvin R. Blake Sr., and we're not talking about the West Angeles Blakes, okay? This is a different Blake. I believe he's in Texas somewhere. Davion Augustus, individually and doing business as ConsciousTV. Marcellus McMillan, individually and doing business as Mad Church Disease. Thais Jackson, individually and doing business as the Thais Report. James Singletary, Kendall Peacock, Shamarco Bryant, and John Jane Doe's 1 through 10, leaving it open for possible others. We've been down this road before. We saw that with Bishop Jakes. Hit the like button. We should have at least 100 likes in here by now. Plaintiff Archbishop E. Jordan, by and through his attorneys, Nesanoff and Miltonberg, LLP, and for his complaint against defendants, Larry D. Reid, and we just read all the defendants right there, okay? I'm not going to read them again. The nature of this action. The action arises from defendants' orchestrated campaign of unlawful surveillance, non-consensual recording, and intentional dissemination of recordings of Archbishop Jordan, followed by the publication and monetization of false, defamatory, and highly evasive statements concerning plaintiff's personal life. Plaintiff is a nationally recognized minister with more than 4 decades of pastoral leadership, public teaching, and media presence. His credibility, moral authority, and reputation are foundational to his vocation, ministerial standing, and the trust placed in him by faith-based communities nationwide. Defendants Larry Reid, Pastor Justin Edwards, and Calvin Blake engaged in the deliberate, non-consensual disclosure, commercialization, and amplification of plaintiff's private sexual information across multiple digital platforms, including behind paywalls, for financial gain and notoriety. This coordinated conduct caused profound reputational destruction, severe emotional distress, and significant harm to Archbishop's ministry and professional relationship. The misconduct at issue includes, but is not limited to, the unauthorized recording and public disclosure of private facts, defamation per se, civil conspiracy, and revenge porn adjacent activity. Lord have mercy. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. I just got something. I just want to read this. Oh. You're right. Let's see here. Plaintiff's professional and pastoral life depends upon integrity, confidentiality, and the sanctity of pastoral communications and membership mentorship relationships. Defendants' conduct directly undermine these core principles, inflicting lasting harm that cannot be remedied absent judicial intervention. Hit the like button, everybody. The parties. Plaintiff Archbishop is a nationally known religious leader, author, and clergy figure with a decades-long public ministry. Plaintiff is a resident of New York. At all times relevant to the complaint, defendant Larry Reid was and is a media personality, operates the online platform Larry Reid Live. Upon information and belief, Dr. Reid resides in the state of Georgia. All right. They're saying Justin Edwards, they're saying he's in Chicago. Blake they're saying he is in Texas. Davion Augustus, they're saying he's in Columbia, South Carolina. All right. Let's see here. Matt Church Disease, Marcellus McMillan, they're saying he is in Los Angeles. Thais Jackson, even though that's not even his real name, is in Georgia. All right. Let's see here. Defendant James Singletary, looks like he resides in Georgia as well. Get these likes up, everybody. Y'all, please get the likes up for me. That's the least you can do. It's the least you can do. All right. All right. So, and Kendall Peacock, they're saying that he's upon information and belief, he's in Georgia. Shamarko Bryant, same place in Georgia. All right. So that just gives a little, they're saying where they believe these defendants live. All right. So they're doing a jurisdiction and venue. Of course, this is in New York. I think there's an issue going on in the back because I've seen another paperwork where they're trying to, I don't know if move it to another state or make sure it's in the right state, something going on with that. But that was another document I read. All right. So they're just talking about the venue. Okay. We really don't care about that at this point. Okay. All right. Let's see. Background. Plaintiff Archbishop Jordan is a nationally recognized minister with more than 4 decades of pastoral leadership, public speaking, and media presence. His reputation and integrity, discretion, and moral authority is central to his vocation, ministerial standing, and the trust placed in him by faith-based communities nationwide. Throughout the ministry, Plaintiff has adhered to strict ethical standards governing pastoral counseling, mentorship, and confidentiality. His professional and pastoral relationships depend upon credibility, discretion, and the sanctity of private communications. Over the course of his ministry, Plaintiff maintained a consistent record of ethical leadership and pastoral responsibility and did not engage in any inappropriate sexual conduct. Plaintiff and defendant Edwards had a close personal relationship. However, it did not involve coercion, compensation, or any exchange of value. When it became apparent that Edwards' motivations were financial and inconsistent with Plaintiff's values and boundaries, Plaintiff ceased communication. Okay. At no time did Plaintiff compensate Edwards for intimacy or engage in prostitution, solicitation, or any form of transactional sexual conduct. Any financial assistance Plaintiff provided was charitable and pastoral in nature. Edwards gained access to Plaintiff through positions of trust and proximity created by Plaintiff's ministerial role. In furtherance of pastoral support, Plaintiff provided limited financial assistance to Edwards and his spouse, including covering a vehicle payment when they lacked reliable transportation necessary for ministry work. Plaintiff also retained and paid for legal counsel for Edwards' son when he became involved in a legal matter. These actions were undertaken philanthropically and as an extension of pastoral care. How are we doing on those likes, Sean? After Edwards revealed his true intentions, plaintiff discontinued and terminated all such assistance. Consistent with his long-standing ministry practice, plaintiff routinely provided mentorship, guidance, and charitable support to individuals engaged in faith-based or ministerial work. Such support was offered as an act of pastoral care and philanthropy, not as part of any quid pro quo arrangement. Oh man, y'all really tripping. Over 300 people and I can't get 100 likes. That is wild to me. After plaintiff terminated the relationship, Edwards, acting in concert with defendants Reid and Blake and others, engaged in conduct designed to retaliate against plaintiff, extract financial benefit, and damage plaintiff's reputation. Defendants' subsequent actions include the secret recording of private communications, the dissemination of those recordings, and the publication of distorted or false narratives concerning plaintiff's private life. Defendants undertook the conduct with knowledge of plaintiff's identity, vocation, and the severe and foreseeable harm such disclosures would inflict upon his reputation and ministry. At all relevant times, plaintiff had a reasonable expectation of privacy in his communications, relationships, and pastoral interactions. Defendants knowingly violated that expectation. Defendants coordinated with one another and with third parties to amplify these disclosures across multiple media platforms, including subscription-based and paywalled services, converting plaintiff's private life into content for profit and leverage. All right, now let's get that to 200 likes. Thank y'all for hitting that 100. All right. As a direct and proximity result of defendants' willful and malicious conduct, plaintiff has suffered substantial reputational harm, emotional distress, professional injury, and disruption to long-standing ministerial relationships. A conflict with defendant Reid. Now we're going to start talking about what the complaint is saying about each individual defendant that it's naming. All right. Reid was formerly a mentee of plaintiff for approximately 4 to 5 years. During this relationship, Reid has publicly acknowledged paying approximately $3 million in contributions to plaintiff's ministry. The conflict involving defendant Reid originated in October of 2024 during the United States election season, when Reid stated publicly that Archbishop Jordan supported a specific political candidate. The assertion was false and made without evidence. Throughout his ministry, Archbishop Jordan was careful not to publicly endorse any political candidate because his parishioners represent both Democratic and Republican beliefs. This rift marked the first significant public shift in the relationship between plaintiff and defendant Reid. Defendant Reid was formerly a mentee of plaintiff and held himself out as a devoted follower, confidant, and beneficiary of plaintiff's pastoral guidance. Plaintiff extended mentorship, access, and spiritual counsel to Reid in reliance on the relationship of trust. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Defendant Reid cultivated a close relationship with plaintiff over a period of years, positioning himself as a trusted mentee and insider. Plaintiff relied upon the representation in extending access, guidance, and support. Upon information and belief, Reid publicly acknowledged that he made financial contributions and offerings to plaintiff's ministry over the course of their relationship. Such contributions were consistent with plaintiff's longstanding ministry practices and were not personal payments to plaintiff. All right, JD Houston, I got your email, man. I hadn't got a chance to read it. I'll read it because I'm gonna check out that story you sent me. Upon information and belief, Reid's relationship with plaintiff deteriorated after plaintiff declined to meet Reid's escalating financial expectations and demands, which were inconsistent with plaintiff's values, ministry practices, and fiduciary responsibilities. Following that departure, Reid made various public statements characterizing the relationship and plaintiff's conduct in a manner plaintiff alleges was false, misleading, and retaliatory. After the fallout, Reid began making statements both publicly and through intermediaries intended to recast plaintiff's charitable and pastoral support as improper, transactional, and exploitative. Yes. Despite knowing such characterizations were false. Shortly after, Archbishop Jordan participated in a private White House meeting with African American faith leaders in May 2025. Online commentary directed towards plaintiff increased dramatically. Hit the like button, everybody, as you come in for me. Please hit the like button. Following that meeting, third-party content creators and commentators began circulating insinuations and speculative narratives concerning plaintiff's personal conduct, frequently referencing, republishing, or paraphrasing statements attributed to defendant Reid or individuals acting in coordination with or at the encouragement of defendant Reid, including defendant Edwards. These narratives established the groundwork for a broader defamation campaign and were later leveraged to amplify and legitimize false accusations, following the unlawful recording and dissemination of plaintiff's private communications. The illegal recording and interception of plaintiff's communication. Let's get into the audios, everybody. On November 4th, 2025, defendant Edwards initiated multiple telephone communications with plaintiff, who was in New Jersey at the time. Defendant Edwards was physically located in Illinois. At approximately 3:58 p.m. on November 4th, 2025, defendant Edwards called plaintiff. The conversation lasted approximately 1 hour and 2 minutes. During the call, Edwards transmitted to plaintiff a photograph of himself with defendant Reid and referenced a story allegedly being prepared about plaintiff while denying any involvement. The conversation quickly turned confrontational and hostile, and plaintiff communicated that the relationship was ending due to Edwards' conduct and inappropriate language. Later that evening, approximately 9:55 p.m. on November 4th, 2025, defendant Edwards attempted another brief call lasting approximately 18 seconds. At approximately 9:56 p.m. on November 4th, 2025, defendant Edwards initiated another call with plaintiff lasting approximately 45 minutes. This call constitutes the central event giving rise to civil and criminal liability. All right. During the 9:56 p.m. call, Defendant Edwards merged Defendant Reid into the call without disclosing Reid's presence and without obtaining plaintiff's consent. For the entirety of the call, plaintiff was unaware that Reid was present or recording the conversation. Defendant Reid has since admitted that he was located in Dubai, United Arab, over there in Dubai, that he was merged into the call by Defendant Edwards without plaintiff's knowledge or consent, and that he recorded the conversation without plaintiff's knowledge or consent. Yeah, Sunday Breeze, yes, he's the pastor that came on my show and denied everything. And I apologize too. That's the one. Reid admitted that he recorded plaintiff's conversation with Edwards. In a public broadcast dated October 15th, 2025, prior to November 4th call, Defendant Reid stated the following: "There's something else that has come to me by night. They were not coming to me to be messing." I'm just reading how it is, y'all. Probably messy. But because they were lied to, they thought they could come to me about their truth and the truth of my former mentor. I recorded every conversation and told them. I recorded that every conversation. In Reid's private, members only broadcast, he has made even more explicit admissions about the existence and use of these recordings and admitted using these recordings to support his public accusations. How many likes do we have, everybody? Are we hitting those likes? We got 121. Let's make it 200 for me. If you would do me a favor and make it 200, almost 500 of you in here. We ought to make it at least 200 likes at this point in time. All right. Let's continue. So we're reading what was said in the private paywall of Larry Reid. It's an audio. It's on the audio. I can tell my truth about what I was told by Justin. I can tell that he can tell another story or edit story, but the audio verifies what I'm saying. Defendant Reid's public admission demonstrates that the November 4th recording was not accidental or isolated, but part of a broader pattern and practice for intentionally recording private communications without consent. Upon information and belief, defendants Edwards and Reid coordinated the November 4th call and subsequent recording in advance with the intent of capturing plaintiff's private communication for later use, dissemination, leverage, and monetization. At all relevant times, plaintiff had reasonable expectation of privacy in his telephone communications. Defendants knowingly and intentionally violated that expectation in violation of federal and state law. All right, C, let's move along. Thinking loud and wrong when he was right. Well, you know, they said I was loud and wrong, Harold. That's what they told me. I was loud and wrong. Be like Jay Wilson. That coffee's so good. Oh, that's good coffee. C, the independent illegal recording by defendant Blake. On November 26, 2025, defendant Blake sent an email. We're getting to the email, everybody. To defendant Reid, referencing the recorded communications. In this email, Blake stated, "I have been helping a friend who he groomed and violated many times all the way until recent as weeks ago. The last convo they had was out of the blue, and I was with my friend and I recorded the entire exchange. Thereafter, plaintiff became aware that defendant Blake recorded a private telephone conversation involving plaintiff without his knowledge or consent. On December 6, 2025, ConsciousTV confirmed the existence of the recording on the Here We Go Again King Jives broadcast. Because there's a lot of people who got audios, right? Larry got an audio, Bishop Blake got audios, and that's approximately at the 2-hour, 2-minute, and 44-second mark. Plaintiff was physically located in New Jersey at the time of this conversation. Defendant Blake was physically located in Houston, Texas at the time of this conversation. Plaintiff did not consent either expressly or impliedly to the recording, interception, or preservation of the conversation, and had reasonable and legally protected expectation of privacy in the communications. Blake's written admission that he recorded the entire exchange with plaintiff demonstrates that the recording was intentional, knowing, and undertaken without plaintiff's consent. Thank you so much, Jesse. That's what makes me stop. Yeah, y'all send a super chat so I can take a breather and read y'all super chats. Y'all ain't the only ones that can go to pay. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Jesse. Y'all keep sending your super chat. Support the channel for me. All right. Thereafter, defendant Reid forwarded Blake's email and its contents to third parties, including defendants William McCray, even though I didn't see William's name as a defendant, but okay, and Thais Jackson, which we know that's not really his name, intentionally distributing information deprived from unlawfully recorded private communications beyond the original participants. Upon information and belief, the recording by defendant Blake was shared, referenced, or relied upon by defendants and their associates as part of the broader effort to collect, circulate, and exploit plaintiff's private conversations. D. Yeah, I didn't see it, Ray. The coordinated defamation campaign and conspiracy. Beginning on or about December 2025, defendants and their associates released online content referencing purported emails, audios, and private conversations, thereby representing that they possessed and relied upon materials obtained through unlawful interception and recording. On December 6, 2025, defendant Augustus, through his ConsciousTV platform, published a video titled Larry Reid Live, The Cover-Up, Bishop Bernard Jordan Exposed, Emails and Audio, Shocking. Thank you so much, Janelle. I appreciate your support. Thank you for making the chat look even better. I appreciate you. All right. During the ConsciousTV broadcast, the following defamation statements were made, claiming that plaintiff was engaged in extramarital affairs, speculating about his sexual orientation, and allegations of tax evasion and stalking and harassment that were not true. At approximately 1:27:11, multiple audios exist of Bishop Bernard Jordan exposing his extramarital affairs with a man. B, we have audio proof of Bishop Jordan's affair with his male lover, the male mistress called the wife. C. Graphic descriptions of sexual acts allegedly performed by plaintiff, including vulgar references to sexual positions and acts. D. Bishop owed the IRS $400,000. Bernard is distressed about money. We learned this from the audio. E. At approximate, E, I'm not going to read the number. He is gang stalking the person, calling church members, friends, harassing them, manic, obsessive, weird behavior. And egregiously during the broadcast, false statements about plaintiff's sexual orientation and allegations of molestation attributed to defendant Singletary were read aloud, including at approximately 2 hours and 13 minutes, blah, blah, blah. A. Bishop has been queer his whole time. This goes back 40 years. B. As Isaac Jordan, Bernard molested him. C. This was known by ex-Zoe members. D. Nephew was molested by his personal assistant. The accusations of molestation, grooming, and sexual conduct constitute defamation per se under applicable law. Thank you so much, Clorinda Davis. I appreciate your support. Thank you for making the chat look so pretty. All right. Thank you so much. All right. The broadcast contained numerous false statements, false implications, and defamatory narratives concerning plaintiff, including but not limited to accusations of criminal, sexual conduct, sexual misconduct, financial impropriety, and abuse of power. During the broadcast, defendants and their collaborators made graphic, salacious, and sensationalized statements purporting to describe plaintiff's private sexual conduct and personal finances, frequently asserting that such claims were supported by audio or recordings. What's up, Dr. Blue? Good to see you, ma'am. Good to see you. I know you're going to have a lot to say. Defendant James Singletary further made defamatory statements accusing plaintiff of sexual abuse, grooming, and targeting young boys, claiming that the plaintiff ministry is fraudulent, corrupt, and demonic, and that plaintiff is bipolar, mentally erratic, and unstable. These claims were presented as fact, with no basis or unequivocally unequivocally, not false. They just false, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't say certain words. This coffee got me, everything. Such statements by defendant Singletary constitute defamation per se. Y'all be respectful in the chat now, or they will put you out on the children's church, and let's do 24 hours the first time, all right? AT2, is your name in these defendants? Because I know you was over, not the whole lot. AT2, is your name over? And let me see if I can find. Oh, I don't think his name is there. Okay, all right. Watching you, AT2. Defendant McMillan, through his Mad Church Disease platform, published multiple videos discussing plaintiff in a defamatory manner, including videos dated October 17th, 2025, December 1st, 2025, and December 2nd, 2025, which amplified harmful narratives derived from illegally obtained recordings. Among the most egregious statements aired were allegations that plaintiff had engaged in grooming, molestation, and criminal sexual abuse, assertions that plaintiff had concealed such conduct for decades, and claims that plaintiff engaged in systematic harassment and financial misconduct. These statements were false and were presented as fact. Plaintiff unequivocally said it okay that time, denies all such allegations. The accusations of molestation, grooming, and criminal criminal sexual conduct constitute defamation per se under applicable law. Hit the like button for me. The defamatory publications were viewed hundreds of thousands of times collectively and caused severe and ongoing harm to plaintiff's reputation, ministry, professional standing, and emotional well-being. Defendants Reid, Edwards, Blake, Augusta, McMillan, Jackson, Singletary, Peacock, Bryan, and the Does 1 through 10 acted in concert and conspiracy to unlawfully intercept and record plaintiff's private communications, share and disseminate such unlawfully obtained recordings and derivative information, publish false and defamatory statements concerning plaintiff, and maximize reputational, professional, and personal harm to plaintiff for leverage, retaliation, notoriety, and financial gain. The coordinated nature of defendant's conduct is evidenced by, among other things. Okay, we're almost there, Pastor Joyce. Rejoice. We got 150 likes. Hit that like button for me, everybody. We got over 500 people in there. We should have 500 likes by now. The other Gemini is woke. Oh, Lord. Okay, let me read this again. The coordinated nature of defendant's conduct is evidenced by, among other things, the timing and sequencing of their publications, the sharing and referencing of unlawfully obtained recordings and communications among defendants, the forwarding of emails and messages explicitly referencing recorded conversations, and the cross-promotion, repetition and amplification of defamatory content across multiple platforms. Defendants knew or recklessly disregarded that their statements were false, that the materials they relied upon were unlawfully obtained, and that their conduct would foreseeably cause catastrophic harm to the plaintiff. Okay, hold on. Let me do something here. All right, subscribers 5. All right, maybe that'll help out a little bit, the crazy people in the chat. All right. Plaintiff's damages. The unlawful recording of plaintiff's private conversations and subsequent dissemination of defamatory statements based on these recordings, viewed hundreds of thousands of times collectively, has caused severe and ongoing harm to plaintiff's reputation, ministry, professional standing, and emotional well-being. As a result of defendant's actions, plaintiff has sustained and will continue to sustain reputational harm. As a result of the defendant's actions, plaintiff has sustained and will continue to sustain damages related to future professional opportunities in ministry. As a result of the defendant's actions, plaintiff has sustained and will continue to sustain damages related to emotional and psychological distress, including anxiety and loss of reputation. Plaintiff has required professional counseling and therapy service to address these injuries and has incurred substantial medical expenses. As a result of defendant's actions, plaintiff's ministry experienced significant financial loss, including a reduction in church membership of approximately 60%. As a result of the foregoing, plaintiff seeks relief for the damages caused by defendant's actions and inactions, all of which will permanently alter the trajectory of plaintiff's reputation, personal and professional relationships. And the count 1 is, they're saying, violation of the federal Wiretap Act. And that's against defendants Reid, Edwards, and Blake. And then that's the Wiretap Act. Of course, I don't want to read all of that. But at the bottom here, the defendants intentionally intercepted plaintiff's wire communications for the purpose of circulating damaging and defamatory information about plaintiff's personal life and for the purpose of extorting and monetizing from the recordings in violation of the Federal Wiretap Act, 18 U.S.C. That's about 2511. Unbeknownst to plaintiff, then they start talking about he merged the calls in and where they were when the calls were there. Edwards was in Chicago. Blake was in Texas. Bishop was in New York. And Larry Reid was in Dubai. All right? All right, so they mentioned where they were at. On November 26, 2026, Defendant Blake sent an email to Defendant Reid stating, I have been helping a friend, and we read that already. We read that. Blake's written admission demonstrates that the recording was intentional and knowing. Defendants disclosed the contents of the intercepted communication to third parties. Defendant Reid forwarded Blake's email and its contents to third parties, including defendants Jackson and others. Defendants intentionally used the contents of the intercepted communications in online broadcasts and publications. Defendants' interception, disclosure, and use of plaintiff's wire communications violated 2510. Defendants utilized the recordings of plaintiff's wire communication to monetize from false, defamatory, and highly evasive statements concerning plaintiff's private life, including his brief consensual relationship with defendant Edwards. Defendants further used the recordings of plaintiff's wire communications to amplify plaintiff's private sexual information across multiple digital platforms, including behind paywalls for financial gain and notoriety. The coordinated conduct caused profound reputational destruction, severe emotional distress, and significant professional harm to plaintiff. As a direct and proximate result of defendant's violations, plaintiff has suffered substantial harm to his reputation, emotional distress, and personal injury. That was count one, everybody. That was count one. That was with Reid, Blake, and Edwards. Right? Stop playing on the phone. That's right, honey love. You said stop playing on the phone. Yes, sir. Leah, sit down somewhere, Leah. Sit down, I said. Count two, violation of the racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations. RICO against defendants Reid, Edwards, and Blake. And they have put down why they feel this is a RICO related situation. There is some case law that is put in this here. There's a whole RICO future nerfs. That's what the complaint is saying. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what they said. My goodness, this is wild. The enterprise. Hold on. Okay, so that was the case law. Let's read after the case law. Let's pick it up here. Defendants conducted the affairs of an enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity. Thank you, AT2. That's what the complaint says, sir. It says RICO. That's what the complaint says. And thank you for making the chat look even prettier. I appreciate your support, sir. It's page 18 for us. They have the, oh my goodness. Right. The enterprise consists of a coordinated group of defendants acting in concert to unlawfully intercept, record, disseminate, and monetize from plaintiff's private communications. Defendants Reid, Edwards, Blake associated together for the common purpose of engaging in a course of conduct that included unlawful interception and communications, wire fraud, and dissemination of unlawfully obtained materials. The enterprise engaged in and affected interstate and foreign commerce through the use of telephone communications across state lines and internationally, remember Dubai, and through the dissemination of content via internet platforms accessible nationwide and internationally. Defendants engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity consisting of multiple predicate acts. The predicate act includes violation of 18 blah, 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 the Wiretap Act, which constitutes predicate acts under the 18 blah, 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 blah. All right? So they're just naming the predicate acts here, include the wire fraud through the use of interstate wire communication to further a defamatory scheme and conspiracy of recording, disseminating, and monetizing private information regarding plaintiff's private life. On November 4th, 2025, defendants Edwards and Reid used interstate wire communications to unlawfully record plaintiff's private conversations with Edwards where they discussed their private consensual relationship. Defendant Reid was located in Dubai during the recording. Defendant Edwards was located in Illinois during the recording. Plaintiff was located in New Jersey during the recording. Defendants used interstate wire communications to disseminate unlawfully obtained recordings to third parties. Ooh, that's going to be a wild discovery, Dr. Blue. Wild discovery. Defendants use internet platforms to publish and monetize content derived from unlawfully obtained recordings. The pattern of racketeering activity is evidenced by the timing and sequencing of defendants' publications. The pattern of racketeering activity is evidenced by the sharing and referencing of unlawfully obtained recordings and communications among defendants. The pattern of racketeering activity is evidenced by the forwarding of emails and messages explicitly referencing recorded conversations. The pattern of racketeering activity is evidenced by the cross-promotion, repetition, and amplification of defamatory content across multiple platforms. The pattern of racketeering activity is evidenced by the monetization of plaintiffs' private life through subscription-based and paywall services. The pattern of racketeering activity is further evidenced by the intentional galvanization of bloggers with anti-plaintiff agenda and testimony from participants describing the coordinated nature of the attacks. The evidence established a coordinated campaign involving documented financial transactions, subsequential deployment of operatives, insider testimony confirming the conspiracy structure and objectives, and self-identified ringleader whose stated goal was to end plaintiff. Take Uncle Paul to the water, y'all. He said he want to be baptized again. The predicate acts were related to each other and demonstrated continuity. The predicate acts occurred over a period of months from October 2025 through December 2025 and continued thereafter. Defendants coordinated to monetize from these communications through paywalls and subscription services. Plaintiff was injured with his business, blah, blah, blah. He suffered emotional distress, reputational harm, including ministry revenue declined and loss of church members. Okay. And they were viewed thousands of times. Count 3, defamation per se against defendant Davion Augustus. This is the count 3 against ConsciousTV. Hold on. It gets worse, Keisha. By every time I go to another page, it just gets worse. Yes, it does. This is count 3 against Davion Augustus. Plaintiff repeats and realleges the allegations set forth in paragraphs 1 through 152, and if fully set forth herein. To state claim for defamation under New York law, a plaintiff must allege false statements about plaintiff, published to third party without authorization or privilege, through fault amounting to at least negligence on part of publisher, 4, that either constitutes defamation per se or cause special damages. And there's the case law. A defamatory statement is one which exposes an individual to public hatred, shame, oblogue, contumely, odium, contempt, ridicule, aversion, ostracism, degradation, or disgrace, and induces an evil opinion of one in the minds of a right-thinking persons, and deprives one of confidence and friendly intercourse in society. Boy, wasn't that a lot? Ooh. A plaintiff is not required to plead special harm if he alleges that the defamatory statements, 1, cause him of accuse him of a serious crime. Number 2, tend to injure another in his trade, business, or profession. 3, include a claim that plaintiff has a loathsome disease, and there's case law for that. A public figure plaintiff must prove that an allegedly libelous statement was made with actual malice, that is, made with knowledge that it was false, or with reckless disregard of whether it was false or not. And there is the case law there. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. All right. Hold on, y'all. I don't think. Let's see here. Sorry. Give me a minute. Y'all hit the like button while I'm doing this, okay? Y'all hit the like button. Copy. Let's see here. All right. On December 6th, 2025. I thought I hit it. All right. On December 6, 2025, defendant Davion Augustus, through his online platform, ConsciousTV, broadcast and published a video titled Larry Reid Live, The Cover-Up, Bishop Bernard Jordan Exposed, Emails and Audio, Shocking. We only have 178 likes. We should have we should really have 500 likes by now. During that broadcast, Augustus made the following statements concerning plaintiff. Now, we just reread these already. We already read these. If you're just coming in, go back to the thing. This will be in my Patreon if you want to go in there and read the entire deal when I'm done. Each of the foregoing statements was false, and plaintiff did not engage in the conduct described in the broadcast. The statements expressly identified plaintiff by name and were understood by recipients as referring to plaintiff. The broadcast was published through YouTube and related online platforms and was viewed hundreds of thousands of times. The statements constitute defamation per se because they accuse plaintiff of serial criminal conduct, including sexual misconduct and molestation, imputed sexual misconduct and immoral behavior incomparable with his role as a minister, intended to injure plaintiff in his trade, profession, and ministerial calling. The statements were not substantially true in any respect. Plaintiff is a nationally recognized minister and public figure. Defendant Augustus acted with actual malice. Augustus possessed recordings of plaintiff's private conversations and disseminated them with the intent to construct and publish a false narrative concerning plaintiff's sexual orientation, alleged criminal conduct, and financial improprieties. Augustus knew the statements were false and acted with reckless disregard for their truth and falsity. Augustus relied on unlawfully obtained recordings and deliberately ignored contrary evidence demonstrating the falsity of his accusations. Augustus intended the publication to cause reputational, professional, and financial harm to plaintiff. As a direct and proximate result of Augustus's defamatory publications, plaintiff suffered substantial reputational harm. Plaintiff's ministry, financial losses, including reduction in membership of approximately 60%. Plaintiff suffered harm to ministerial standing and professional relationships. Plaintiff suffered severe emotional distress. Woo! That was just count three. What AT2 saying? Hit the like button, y'all. We're going to count four. Remember James Singletary? He was the one who did the interview on ConsciousTV. James Singletary. Okay. Plaintiff repeats and realleges. And then he's getting hit with defamation. Plaintiff repeats and realleges the alleged set forth in paragraphs 1 through 173. All right. One of the statements he said, Bishop has been queer his whole time. This goes back 40 years. B, as Isaac Jordan, Bernard molested him. So this is what he's being hit with. Count four on this particular lawsuit is for Mr. James Singletary. Okay, and Bishop stresses here that these were false accusations, false assertions, and these were defamation per se. Okay? Singletary acted with actual malice. Singletary knew the statements were false, acted in reckless disregard for their truth or falsity. All right. Let's go on to count 5. And this is against Marcellus McMillan, mad church disease. This is count 5. And it's defamation per se. Plaintiff repeats and realleges the allegation set forth in paragraphs 1 through 186 as if fully set forth herein. On October 17th, on October 17th, 2025, December 1st, 2025, and December 2nd, 2025, defendant Marcellus McMillan published videos concerning plaintiff through online platforms, including YouTube and related media channels. In those videos, McMillan made statements including, but not limited to, the following: that plaintiff engaged in sexual misconduct with men, that plaintiff engaged in criminal sexual conduct, including molestation or abuse, that plaintiff's ministry was fraudulent, corrupt, and deceptive, that plaintiff engaged in unethical or criminal financial practices, that plaintiff was mentally unstable, bipolar, erratic, and dangerous. These statements were presented as assertions of fact, not opinion, rhetorical hyperbole, or commentary. I know the word, just can't say it. Each of the foregoing statements was false, and plaintiff denies engaging in the conduct described. The statements expressly identified plaintiff's name and were understood by recipients as referring to, I don't know where these gnats come from, Plaintiff. The videos were published to third parties via online platforms and reviewed by a substantial audience. The statements constitute defamation per se. The statements constitute defamation per se because they accuse plaintiff of serial criminal conduct, including sexual abuse and molestation, imputed sexual misconduct and with ministerial position, imputed professional misconduct and fraud in his ministry, and tended to injure plaintiff in his trade, profession, and ministerial calling. The statements were not substantially true in any respect. Plaintiff is a nationally recognized minister and public figure. McMillan acted with malice. McMillan knew the statements were false or acted with reckless disregard for their truth or falsity. McMillan repeated and amplified allegations that lacked factual basis and ignored obvious reasons to doubt their accuracy. McMillan intended to harm plaintiff's reputation and professional standing by publishing and republishing such accusations. McMillan is mad church disease. All right. Let's see here. As a direct and proximate result of McMillan's defamatory publications, plaintiff suffered reputational harm, professional injury, financial losses to his ministry, and severe emotional distress. What count was that? 5. That was count 4. That was count 4. This count 5. No, this count 6. That was count 5. This count 6. Defamation against Larry D. Reid and Justin D. Edwards, disseminated of private telephone recordings. Now, I don't have to go through all of this. We just read what the private earlier. We read what it was said. You know, they didn't really say what was said in the recording, but it's the same. They were talking about the engaged in extramarital sexual relations with men, engaged in criminal sexual misconduct, engaged in fraudulent or unethical conduct in his ministry, and engaged in improper financial conduct. So there, that is Reid and Edwards distributed the recordings to third parties without plaintiff's authorization. Recordings were further republished and broadcast through online plaintiff's platform, to a substantial audience. Woo, how many likes we got, everybody? Hit the like button for me. You said you still on count 1. Lord have mercy. You had to speed up. Giselle said that would put you in the bed. Let me tell you, with the covers over my head. The implications conveyed were unequivocally false. Plaintiff is a nationally recognized, and we read that before. All right. They recorded plaintiff's private conversations and disseminated them with the intent to construct and promote a false narrative concerning plaintiff's sexual orientation, alleged criminal conduct, and financial improprieties. Okay. Reckless disregard for its truth and falsity. Okay. Let's go to count 7. Civil conspiracy is count 7 against defendants Larry D. Reid, Justin D. Edwards, and Calvin R. Blake Sr. Right? Let's not get him mixed up with the good Blakes over there, in my opinion, over there in Los Angeles. This is another Blake in Texas. All right? Not our good bishop, not our good emeritus, not our good emeritus Bishop Blake, all right? Not that. Plaintiff repeats and reallages the accusations set forth in paragraphs 1 through 218, all right? So we're not going to go through all of that, but to establish a civil conspiracy, plaintiff must demonstrate the underlying tort plus the following elements: an agreement between 2 or more parties, an overt act in furtherance of the agreement. Number 3, the parties intentional participation in the furtherance of a plan or purpose. Number 4, resulting damage or injury. There's some case law right there. Defendants Reid, Edwards, and Blake entered into an agreement to accomplish an unlawful purpose. Defendants Reid and Edwards agreed to unlawfully intercept and record plaintiff's private conversations. Reid and Edwards agreed to share and disseminate the unlawfully obtained recordings and derivative information with third parties who utilized the recordings as part of YouTube broadcasts. Reid and Edwards agreed to publish false and defamatory statements concerning plaintiff. Defendants agreed to maximize reputational, professional, and personal harm to plaintiff for leverage, retaliation, notoriety, and financial gain. Defendants committed overt acts in furtherance of the conspiracy. On November 4th, 2025, defendants Edwards and Reid coordinated to merge Reid into a telephone call with plaintiff and record the conversation without plaintiff's consent. Defendant Blake recorded a separate conversation with plaintiff without consent. On November 26th, defendant Blake sent an email to defendant Reid referencing the recorded communications. Defendant Reid forwarded Blake's email to third parties, including defendants Jackson and others. On December 6th, defendant Augustus published a video containing false and defamatory statements about the plaintiff. Defendant McMillan published multiple videos amplifying harmful narratives derived from illegally obtained recordings. The coordinated nature of defendants' conduct is evident by the timing and sequencing of their publications. The coordinated nature of defendants' conduct is evidenced by the sharing and referencing of unlawfully obtained recordings and communications among defendants. The coordinated nature of defendants' conduct is evidenced by the forwarding of emails and messages explicitly referring to the recorded conversations. The coordinated nature of defendants' conduct is evidenced by the cross-promotion, repetition, and amplification of defamatory content across platforms. Plaintiff suffered injury and damage resulting from this conspiracy. And of course, reputational harm, loss of loss of membership and revenue. Okay. Count 8, intentional infliction of emotional distress against all defendants. Larry D. Reid, Justice D. Edwards, Calvin R. Blake Sr. And of course, intentional infliction of emotional stress. They go in to describe what is needed, and they include some case law as well. So we're not gonna run through all of that. Hit the like button, everybody. What do we have? I think we only have we should have 300 likes by now. Thank you for over 200, but we definitely should have over 300 by now. Okay. Okay, saying the same thing. This conduct was so outrageous in character and so extreme in degree as to go beyond all possible bounds of decency and to be regarded as atrocious and utterly intolerable in civilized society. Defendant's defamatory campaign against plaintiff was deliberate and malicious, as defendants Reid and Edwards coordinated to record plaintiff's communications regarding his private life to damage his reputation and his personal and professional relationships. Defendants' conduct was intentional and malice, and they repeatedly expressed their motivation to hurt plaintiff's reputation and ministry, and even threatening to make his wife cry. Defendants intend to cause severe emotional distress or acted with reckless disregard for the likelihood of causing severe emotional distress. Defendants undertook this conduct with knowledge of plaintiff's identity, vocation, and the severe and foreseeable harm such disclosures would inflict upon his reputation and ministry. The conduct was designed to retaliate against plaintiff, extract financial benefit, and damage plaintiff's reputation. Woo. Defendants intentionally targeted plaintiffs intending to cause harm to his reputation, professional relationship, family, and extort money from plaintiff. There is a causal connection between defendant's conduct and plaintiff's injury. Plaintiff's emotional distress was directly caused by defendant's unlawful and outrageous conduct. Plaintiff suffered severe emotional distress. All right. As a direct and proximate result of defendant's conduct, plaintiff has suffered severe emotional distress, including anxiety, depression, and disruption to his personal and professional life. This is the prayer for relief, everybody. This is what the ask is. Wherefore, Plaintiff Archbishop E. Bernard Jordan respectfully requests that this court enter judgment in his favor against defendants as follows. On the first cause of action for violation of the federal wiretap, a judgment awarding plaintiff in damages in the amount to be determined at trial, but in any event no less than $10 million. Somebody put $10 million in the chat. Including without limitation damages to reputation, loss and professional opportunities, loss of ministry revenue and future revenue, emotional and psychological damages, plus prejudgment interest, attorney's fees, expenses, costs, and disbursements. $10 million. On the second cause of action for violation of the RICO Act, a judgment awarding plaintiff damage in the amount to be determined at trial, but in any event no less than $10 million, including without limitation damages to reputation, lost professional opportunities, loss of ministry revenue and future revenue, emotional and psychological damages, plus prejudgment interest, attorney's fees, expenses, costs, and disbursements. On the third cause of action for defamation per se against defendant Davion Augustus, a judgment awarding plaintiff damages in the amount to be determined at trial, but in any event no less than $10 million, including without limitation damages to reputation, loss of professional opportunities, loss of ministry revenue and future revenue, emotional and psychological damages, plus prejudgment interest, attorney's fees, expenses, costs, and disbursements. We're up to 30 million, are we? On the fourth cause of action, defamation per se against James Singletary, a judgment awarding plaintiff damage in the amount to be determined at trial, but in any event no less than $10 million, including limitation damages to reputational loss, and we have read that. On the fifth cause of action for defamation per se against defendant Marcellus McMillan of mad church disease, a judgment awarding plaintiff damages in the amount to be determined at trial, but in any event no less than $10 million, including without limitation damages of reputation, loss of professional opportunities, and we have read that before. On the sixth cause of action for defamation per se against Larry D. Reid and Justin D. Edwards, a judgment awarding plaintiff damages in an amount to be determined by trial, but in any event no less than $10 million, including without limitation damages to reputation, and the rest we have read before. We're up to what, 50 million or 6 million? 60 million. On the seventh cause of action, a civil conspiracy, a judgment award for civil conspiracy, rather, a judgment awarding plaintiff damages in any amount determined in the amount to be determined in trial, but in any event, no less than $10 million. Another 10 million for the seventh cause of action for civil conspiracy. On the eighth cause of action for intentional infliction of emotional distress, a judgment awarding plaintiff damage in an amount to be determined at trial, but in any event, no less than, of course, you've guessed it, everyone, $10 million. So how many millions are we up to? Did we get, what is that? Was it 8 million or 7 million? I know there's a 7/8 causes, but I don't, it's just so much going on. Oh, Lord have mercy. Unless all that includes, I don't know. I'm no attorney, so it is what it is. Demand for jury trial. The plaintiff demands a trial before a jury on all issues so triable. And this has been submitted by Nessenoff and Miltonberg, attorneys for Archbishop E. Bernard Jordan. It's a bunch of millions of dollars. Well, I wanted to read it to you. Let me see who this is. He's fake, phony pastor. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck on that William as defendant too. I got to inquire within about that because his name is not on the defendant list. So it says it in the complaint, but I didn't see William's name on the actual list there. So what do we think about this, everybody? Did you think it was coming? Did you, because we listened to the videos, we've done, it was reported to me that Larry said, listen, this is just another lawsuit a defamation lawsuit that he's been through before. He said it's probably going to be either settled or dismissed or dropped. He said settled or dropped. So Larry Reid says it'll probably just be settled or dropped. So yeah. No, he's not on there. I am stuck on one thing. What you stuck on, Londa? Is that wasn't on my bingo card? Yeah. So listen, again, this is a complaint, everybody. This is an accusation against the defendants that are listed. No one is guilty until a court of law says you are guilty. All right. Innocent until proven guilty. So at this point, everybody's innocent at this point. So we're definitely going to monitor this case and see where it goes. I just wouldn't want to be someone who has to respond to this, because even responding to it is get very costly. Because you can't just, not respond and just allow a default to hit you, because you'll be in a place that you really don't want to be. But, this is also a deal. It really doesn't matter what comes across our desks as vloggers and bloggers. You have to make sure that you're not spreading something that has not been confirmed in the public, even though you may even have something in the background, but you have to think about it. Where did it come from? Is it legal that I received it? I mean, before you just go out and just start doing a whole, but I'm just saying what I think about. Listen, I had came out and I put Justin Edwards' name is out there as a person that it was reported to me that he was on these audios that have been illegally obtained. And he came on my show and pretty much jumped down my neck, my throat. He just tore me up and told me I pretty much was how dare I come out and say his name. He's not on any tapes. He didn't have anything to do with any recordings and don't know nothing about it. I said, oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. I apologize to the man, apologize to him, and come to find out, and right after the apology, William goes live and starts revealing these edited and doctored up recordings, and I don't know, but now we're here. So yeah, they gave me the blues about that interview. I was the worst person. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they can't call Youngblood. No, ain't no calling Youngblood. Hope they got $50K to hire a good attorney. Oh, is that? Oh my goodness. Well, there's attorney friends around here, so somebody will pick it up for them, I'm sure. For some of them, the Lord's are, yes, they are. And I read up and I was reading on their success rate, and they do defamation cases. They are heavy with the defamation cases, attorney fees and costs. Yeah, these attorney fees and costs are what's going to be damaging. And I know Larry's, I would just, we all know, he even said it. He has a couple of lawsuits right now that he's in the middle of. So, I would hate to have any more lawsuits. I don't know if any of the other defendants have any lawsuits that they're already dealing with right now, but I definitely wouldn't want to be dealing with this lawsuit. Yeah. Oh no, no one's going to give me an apology, Sean. Let's just forget that. No one's going to give me an apology. Dr. Blue, are you going live, Dr. Blue? Where you at, Dr. Blue? Because Dr. Blue, she'll probably have a whole different type of thinking, whole different type of thinking with this. So we'll see. Blackburn. Listen, don't nobody call Blackburn, please. Don't nobody call Blackburn. East Defendant. Oh my goodness. Dr. Blue said, Dr. Blue, did you want to come up? I can drop the link for you if you want to come up, Dr. Blue. Each defendant will need at least $300K to answer and fight. That's the thing about it. But once you've been named, you have to answer. You have to answer. And that's where, oh, Jesus, my God. You know what I'm going to do, y'all? I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to still skeet skirt certain topics and stories. I'll let them go. Just let the other people do it. He said, why so much? I don't know. Just trying to get dismissed from all of his cases. Is he trying to get dismissed? Is Blackburn trying to get dismissed from all of his cases? Well, probably in his best interest. His reputation is shot. It really is. His reputation really started being during the Diddy trial. People just gotta, they really got that's what I needed to do. They got a gander on his practices and how he runs his how he does his adjudicates his cases or whatever. Yeah. You say, let's see them GPT out of this one. Chat GPT, I don't know. I think if it was me, I would get a real attorney. I would get a real attorney. I wouldn't try to do anything on my own. Yeah. That's true, but the thing about it, I think people are going to get, hung up on what was said on the actual audios, and that's not I don't think the issue is what was said. The main issue, in my opinion, is how the audios were obtained. How they were obtained. Dr. Blue says, because attorneys' bills by the hour, and this case will consume a lot of billable hours, and most decent New York attorneys charge at least $400 for. You got to remember, because don't they have to get an attorney where that lawsuit is being adjudicated or being filed? So all the plaintiffs, I believe, have to get like a New York attorney. You can't get a California attorney or a Georgia attorney. You got to get an attorney where it's being held at. I believe that's the issue. We're here now, so go see that. We will. We're here now. Well, get off the case. Okay. Turn it around here. Listen here. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Yes, they're doing jurisdiction of New York. Okay. Gotcha. But make sure, I'm sure Dr. Blue, she'll probably have way more legal stuff she can talk about on her channel. So somebody drop Dr. Blue's, one of the mods, could you please drop Dr. Blue's page so people can subscribe to her? Yep. Real estate. What's up, Real Estate Insider? What's up, man? $50 an hour, $100 an hour. Just got to be licensed to practice. Listen here. Michigan attorney. Yes, the attorney need to be licensed in that state. Yeah. JDC says, will they be able to charge him because this was in Dubai when the offense took place? I don't know. It depends on what Dubai. Does anybody know what Dubai's law is on illegally recording over the phone? I don't know what that deal is over there. There's Dr. Blue, everybody. Make sure you, there it is. I think there's the link. There's the link. They both have, Jacqueline had put the link, and I Am Courtney Phillips TV has put the link there. Oh, Lord have mercy. Listen here. I don't even want to be named. The Bible says something should be named among the brethren. I don't even want to be named among this. Absolutely not. I don't. Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Yeah. The court attorney would never ask. Oh, Lord have mercy. This can also become a criminal. Yes, and if you look at the verbiage in the lawsuit or the complaint, it is etching toward a possible criminal because of the wiretapping. Yeah, or the wiretap law, or however the recordings were. And we all know that some of the people named have said that they do record calls, and they record. So it is what it is. Justin Edwards, he said, nothing. What recordings? What? Spell recordings. I don't know how to spell it. Okay. He's not a Dubai citizen resident, so that shouldn't matter. Okay. All right. Okay, I will. I'll do that. I'll do it to you. Oh, yeah, and I got your email address. I'll send it. Where's it at? Do I got it now? Let me see. Y'all hit the like button for me. Will you do that for me? I would appreciate it if you would hit that like button. And I'll do it when I get off. I'll be off here in a minute. I'll send it to you, Dr. Blue. He's not worth 10 million. Lord have mercy. Oh, my goodness. Lord have mercy. This is wild. Ain't Justin? Yeah, he is. I believe he is from Houston. Yep. But he's in Chicago now. Yep. He's not worth. Oh, Lord have mercy. Listen, everybody, if you'd like to support the program, please do so. This is your time to do now. I don't know why this deal is not. It's not scrolling. It's not scrolling. Just got to put this up. Support the program right now. If you would like to be a help to this platform, I appreciate that. $ ChurchSector. Also PayPal and Zelle. The Saint James Show at att.net. Venmo, of course, is the St. James Show as well. For those of you who have given CashApp, I appreciate you. But make sure that you support this program, $ChurchSector. Make the apostles smile tonight by your contribution, all right? Make the apostle smile. Listen, I think I might go into my private, into my membership. I haven't been into the membership here on YouTube, so it's 9:30. I'm gonna do a short one though, y'all. I'll give you about 30 minutes in the membership on YouTube. I cannot. I gotta get up and go to church in the morning. I can't be doing all this. Oh my goodness. Yes. That he has a place in Dubai. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know residency. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing. Them swinging in the air the way. Oh Lord Jesus! But listen, I don't think it doesn't seem to me that Larry's worried. He said it usually gonna end in settlement or be dropped, so he's not worried about it. So if he ain't worried, I ain't worried. How about that? How about that? Now I don't know about any other defendants. Nothing has been reported to me in their opinion. But Archbishop Master Prophet Ibn R. Jordan wants $10 million from these folks. But the nails, brother, because they are guilty. Lord have mercy. Well, the thing about it, we have all been on this internet here, and we've all heard what was said. We heard what was said. We heard how it was said. Now, people can take videos down, but I can pretty much guarantee you that all transcripts and videos have been downloaded and submitted to the attorneys. But we all have heard how people talked about the audios, how they talked about the allegations, and made some was talked about it in it was alleged or what have you, and possibly some said this is just what it is. And unfortunately, you have to answer when we talk about stuff and say, well, this is what it is. No, may not be. May not be. You said you'd be worried about them lawyers. Oh, me too. Who's the Nails brothers? I don't know who the Nails brothers are. I don't know who that is. I don't know. People got friends. They got attorney friends. They probably help them out. They probably help them answer to it or do something. Yeah. I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it right now, and I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say a lot on this case because I'm gonna just let it work itself out. I'm gonna let it work itself out and see where this goes. Now, we will read answers now. We will read answers and we will read responses, but we're going to keep our opinions to ourselves and let it roll and see what comes about. Phaedra, our lead attorney, somebody better call Phaedra. I don't know if he got it or not, Uncle Paul. I know I don't have $10 million. Richard did say that Larry was. You missed this. Oh, okay. She's gonna retype it. I hate when that we see something on StreamYard, and then they take it out. This is civil. Lawyers not getting paid until case is over. Oh, okay. You got to have a retainer, though, right? You got to retain the retainer. I mean, you got to retain the lawyer. That's a cost. That is definitely a cost. So, unless you got a friend who's going to do it for free for you, and it's definitely going to cost. You're 10 million. Well, people say they got money, so a lot of people, some people in the suit says they got money. So put your money where your mouth is at this point. You said Bishop was quiet and working behind the scenes. The Augustus moved on and thought all was well, but oh my goodness. Oh Lord, Dr. Blue said Bishop George did say Larry was coming back. Perhaps he's groveling back behind and say, "Oh no, not Larry. He's too prideful for that. He ain't gonna do that. I seriously doubt that. No, he said he ain't worried about it. He said, listen, it's either gonna end in a settlement or it's gonna be dropped. So he not worried about it. Lord have mercy. Y'all are too much. Yeah, y'all are too much. Baby oil. Lord have mercy. Man, I can't even. Why can't I scroll up? Oh, you know what I do? I forgot. There's a trick to that. Turn my mouse off, and I think if I turn it back on, it will work. I think. Let me see. No, that still didn't work. Doggone it. I don't know if anybody experienced this when you can't scroll in the studio of StreamYard. Something happens and I can't scroll in it. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Well, if he got it all figured out, thank God. Lord, oh Mark. Not thinner and thinner. My goodness. Oof. But you know what? A lot of everybody generally speaks with authority. You speaks with absolute. So if they are convicted of what they were saying, then listen, let it play out in court. But again, this situation is not more or less. It's well, defamation is speaks to character and speaks to certain things. But again, we have let's not sleep on how the audios were obtained. I think that's a special and important key to this lawsuit where they obtained illegally. You say, didn't Larry Reid have to support his pay? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I think it was like 25. I think at that time it was 25K or something like that. Yeah. Everyone is being everybody. You get a lawsuit. I get oh no. I rebuke that. I ain't getting. I don't want no lawsuits. Nope. I don't want no lawsuits now. You ain't gonna do that. Thank y'all for giving cash apps. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I can't get into that phone right now. Oh, it's actually no. It's gonna boot me out of this. Then I can't scroll. Yeah. I can't do that. Well, blogging is definitely. Let me tell you something. When we went to, and I'm gonna keep going back to this. When we went to Orlando, when a few of us went to Orlando to, and they deemed us the better blogger. They deemed us trying to be the better blogger. Some people missed it. Some got it. Some people missed it. It wasn't about Bishop Jordan trying to convert us over to some weird way of blogging or to orchestrate our platforms. It was really a thing to say, listen, there's a better way to blog, to not always search for salacious and have the better way of blogging, have it help you and help you succeed, not only in your reach, but financially. And some people missed it. They missed it. They took it as he was trying to tell us what to do. He was trying to do some kind of weird stuff. No, he was just saying, why even put yourself in the middle of a lawsuit if it's not necessary? Why come out and say things about people? Why always look for the salacious if it's not necessary? That was the deal. Okay, let me go ahead and put you on timeout. Take that, Tony, take that to your platform and you can talk about everybody. Okay. Probably knows. But and I don't feel that my time in Orlando was wasted. I feel like my time in Orlando was very beneficial because I thought we were going to start coming together as a collective and really holding each other accountable for what we're putting out there. Not only holding accountable, but helping each other along. And some of them just totally missed it. They thought it was all about money, like that was the main focus. But the focus is, if you take care of everything in the background, money cometh. But you got to take care of some things in the background and figure out how to blog and how to present these stories in a way where you're not cutting your own neck off before you get started. They be slipping in here. Oh, you got them. Okay. Lord. These people have to watch your connections. You have to watch. Everybody was so. I even have people who kind of distanced themselves from me because of my relationship with the Jordans, and that's fine. But I need you to understand, I have the Holy Ghost. Let me say that again. I got that kind of Holy Ghost that you had to sit on the altar and say, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We didn't do thank you, Jesus. We did hallelujah. And I have discernment. I got common sense. And I know what to, I ask the Lord to lead me and guide me in all truth. Okay. And I didn't walk into this thing, but the ones that have distance, and I'm glad they did, because it showed me that you were trying to orchestrate me. You don't want me to be orchestrated by, or, by led and orchestrated by anyone else, but by you distancing yourself, that shows me that you were trying to do what you're accusing the Jordans of doing. That just showed me that. And what I tell you, relationships went haywire once Bishop Jordan came on the show, or Manasseh came on the show. Relationships got a little weird. You said this is why you move different from the other. Sometimes opinions have to wait until you see what point to the wall. Right. You do. You have to wait. I can say a lot, but I'm gonna say I can say a lot, but I'll hold off because it's not necessary right now. Wisdom is the principal thing. And if you can't use sound wisdom, you're going to go down a lot of holes and wonder, well, I can't get out of this. Why is it's always me? Why am I always wanting? Why am I always scratching and surviving? Lord, they keep they keep coming in here. And they gotta wait 5 minutes, so they go out and they just go to another. They just go to another account and just come in here. Ooh, fake preachers. Malachi 3:8. These folks are crazy. They wild. Eli, you got one more time. That Eli boy, they are. You said 4-hour lives being loud and wrong. Yeah. But some of them will probably come out and act like this ain't nothing. They act like this is just, this is just what happens. And they act like it's really not a big deal. But I can guarantee you this. The attorneys in New York know this is a big deal, and they're going to act accordingly. They're going to respond accordingly. You said these bloggers better move differently, even replying to this video. Yeah, I wouldn't even. Yeah, I just got on and read the complaint. Listen, I read complaints of all this Black church sector stuff. All the stuff, I read them. If they interest me, I read them. And this one interests me. This was interest me. Yeah, they will make light of it. Yeah, they probably will. Well, that ain't my issue. I ain't got to worry about it. They make light of it. They make light of it. Figure it's not going to. And my thing is, and even if you feel that you were named named incorrectly or shouldn't be in the lawsuit, I got opinions. I got opinions on something, folks. I got opinions. But now you have to respond. Legally, you have to respond. Officially, you have to respond. Or you may find yourself in a place where you got a default judgment and all of a sudden you're trying to file bankruptcy and you ask Tasha K, and that kind of stuff don't work. Not with defamation. Lord, when they said RICO, I said, who? Julio Jesus RICO? Lord have mercy. Yeah, this is civil, but if you read the complaint, there is a criminal aspect that could arise. So, yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. Cardi B said Tasha K was no big deal too. 4 million, yeah. There's a lot of, I wipe my behind with cease and desist. You remember that one? Yeah, we'll wipe your behind. Mm-hmm. That's all for any case. I can't even say any type of response online today. I can't even say you can. Yeah. I don't think I did either. I didn't see any response. I bet Larry Reid didn't even pick up EO insurance after the E-Dewey. Well, and that's the thing. Well, there were some people who were saying that they were telling some of the people in the lawsuit, Dr. Blue, were encouraging people to get the EO insurance. So I'm sure they have it because they were encouraging other bloggers to get it. So I'm sure they have it. So they'll be okay. They'll get an attorney. The insurance will pay for it. So they should be good. They should be good. They can respond because they will encourage all the other bloggers to get EO insurance, Dr. Blue. So we gotta just assume that they have it. So yeah. Mm-hmm. It was transferred on, to another district. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on back and forth on the deal. Thank you, G Postal. Yeah. You ought to get your own page, G Q Postal, and you can just lay it all out for us. We would go over there and watch it. We would go over there and watch it. Okay. Mm-hmm. For Reid in the case. 28,000. Lord have mercy. You said they making all the right moves for this showdown. Yeah. I was looking at it, and there's so much already going on in that complaint. In on the docket, it's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on, and man, I wish I could have told some of them. Just don't even leave it alone. Just move on. Just move on. Don't even talk about it. Ain't no audio. I think Miss Cruiser say if she didn't no audio, she wasn't saying nothing about it. They got hold of Miss Cruiser say that, and I was, I'm saying, oh, that's a good stance to take. That's a good stance to take. But other people said they had the audio, so now they can bring the illegally obtained audios into court, and everybody can listen to what was said. Yeah, everybody can listen. Oh, Cruiser, she go live. Cruiser go live. Yes, she is. All right, we at 2 hours, y'all. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Let's see. I'm thinking about. I might just say we're gonna do something tomorrow, possibly. I don't know. I'm just tired, y'all. It's almost 10 o'clock here. It's really late on the East Coast. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You didn't need to warn these because they already knew and made a choice to talk. Well, yeah, and a lot of people did make a choice because they were so convinced that what they had, they were going to tear Bishop down. Yeah, this is stand on business. Is that what? But sometimes standing on business gets you a lot of business. Now there's a lot of business going on with this lawsuit. You have a lot of business for standing on business. So let's all get busy with our business. Yeah. You said this is going to be longer than the Diddy trial. And my thing is with that is, regardless, it's going to cost people money. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it right now, Dr. Blue. Do it right now. As soon as I click off here, I'm gonna do it right now. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me send this to you. Let me send. Where did I put it? Let me find you. Did y'all hit the like button for me? Let me find your email first. Dr. Blue. Oh, where has my little zone gone? Oh, there she is. Let me see if I can attach it here. File. Is this it? 127. No, this ain't it. That's Abyssinian. 11/5. What's today's date? We're in February. Let me bring Jordan. Is it the Jordans? I think it's the Jordans. Hold on. No, I think it was Bishop Jordan. Yeah, I got all these files. I need to get them all together. Jakes, Felton, Chandler Moore. All these files I got. Let me see. Is this in Jakes? No, that is. I got it on here. I'll send it right now. All right, everybody. Appreciate you coming through and hanging out with this. Has been some news to take. It's a lot to take in, Courtney. A lot to take in. If you came in late, do the replay. Oh, we need something to ease our mind and to, take us into a Sunday morning in a better light here. So we're going to call on the great, beautiful Karen Clark Sheard, everybody. Not even 300 likes, huh? Woo! Man, hit the like button, everybody, before you leave. Will you do that for me at least? Before you leave, hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button on there as well. Thank you so much, everybody. All I can say is pray for everybody involved.
That God will hide you in the secret place. This world sometimes seems cruel and cold, and pain doth pierce my very soul. There is a place, a secret place, a place where I can go. Where love abides, where justice reigns, and God resides. I find that place, oh, a secret place.